Now it's 6 on Time Warner Cable News on ABC 45. And thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Sharon Stone. Those stories are coming right up, but first at 6, meteorologist Monty Montello is here with the first check of your Weather on the Ones forecast. And Monty, I could definitely feel those warmer temperatures starting to creep in.
Yeah, as promised, the 80s today. Got more in store for it later in the show, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Back to you, Sharon.
We will. Thank you, Monty. Canadian sportswear company Gildan is building an even larger facility in Mocksville than first reported. Last year, company executives announced a $112 million deal. That project has now grown by $30 million. Chad Mira talked with local leaders who say they're building some economic momentum. Gildan hopes to break ground sometime next month. As some businesses are breaking ground and opening doors, others are closing and consolidating their operations. The future of retail may lie with shopping centers instead of those traditional malls. Retail experts say a growing number of stores are turning to those outdoor options to reach more shoppers. Brittany Edney has more on this trend.
From Time Warner Cable News.
The Belk store at Four Seasons Town Center will close next February. Asheboro's proposed spending plan for 2014-2015 is creating difficult decisions for City Council. It calls for a hike in the property tax rate and increases in some city fees. Ed Scannell tells us the city is struggling with how to best balance the budget. City Council will hold a public hearing on the budget proposal June 5th. Adoption of a new budget is set for June 26th. The ACC baseball tournament is underway in Greensboro. It may not be as big as the basketball tournament. It does give the city an economic boost over the Memorial Day weekend. Bob Costner explains who benefits. The tournament has 3 games scheduled today through Saturday, with the championship game Sunday at 1 o'clock. Mike Solarte will have highlights from today's games coming up in sports. And still ahead here at 6 o'clock, the unofficial start to summer is upon us, and people will be flocking to the nearest watering hole. Before you dip, we have some tips that could keep you safe. Let's take a live look over downtown Greensboro now. Later, meteorologist Monty Montello will have your full Weather on the Ones forecast.
You're watching Time Warner Cable News on ABC 45.
Despite high gas prices, AAA Carolina says nearly 1 million people are expected to travel by car for the Memorial Day holiday weekend. That's the highest number of travelers in 9 years. Gas prices are averaging $3.62 throughout North Carolina, a 20-cent increase from last year. AAA is warning drivers to check those car batteries. They may be weak after this year's harsh winter. Memorial Day also marks the beginning of the 100 deadliest days of driving for teens. Nationally, the weekend averages more than 400 traffic deaths a year. Well, with temperatures increasing, people will be ready to jump in area pools, ponds, rivers, or lakes. Dangerous parasites and bacteria, though, can lurk in all kinds of water. Amanda McKenzie has more on what experts are saying you can do to prevent illness.
Us in Winston-Salem, Amanda McKenzie, Time Warner Cable News.
Health officials say pregnant women, children, and people with weakened immune systems are most susceptible to contracting a waterborne illness. While you are planning your Memorial Day barbecue, you may have to cross seafood off that list. For the 3rd year in a row, the amount of seafood brought to shore by commercial fishermen takes a dive. The North Carolina Division of Marine Fisheries released the 2013 harvest numbers, which show a double-digit decrease from 2012. Brianna Walden takes a look at what's behind the drop and how it's affecting the industry. When it comes to recreational harvests, numbers were up from 2012, but they remained about the same as the 5-year average. And your sports is up next here on Time Warner Cable News on ABC 45. The NASCAR Hall of Fame has some new members, and Mike has the details. And a fallen officer's monument has a new home. That's in our Carolina Minute. And coming up next tonight, it was warm and dry today, but that could change tonight. Monty's back with that full forecast after the break.
Probably Tuesday and Wednesday up next week. Sharon, back to you.
Looks good, thank you, Monty. A proposed bill that would get North Carolina one step closer to the start of the fracking industry is one vote away from state Senate approval. This measure would set a definite start date for the industry in July of next year. It also extends the time to get fracking rules set in place and creates stricter penalties if trade secrets are leaked. A new law will help protect children around the country from child abuse. President Barack Obama signed the Kyla Davenport Child Protection Act yesterday. It is named after the North Carolina girl who was severely beaten by her former stepfather and later died. The Fallen Officers Monument in New Bern has a new home. It now sits in front of the New Bern Police Department. The unveiling took place today, and the public also paid their respects to the 5 officers who died in Craven County in the line of duty. Let's get the latest on the economy now from our team on Wall Street. Our time is up. Hope to see you back here at 11 o'clock.